everyone. In this video lecture, I will start unit number 2 and it is network communication. It is overview of all computer network subject. If you have an idea about computer network subjects, LAN technology, MAN technology, WAN technology, wireless LAN technologies, OSI layers, what is protocols, then you can skip this video also. I'm not covering LAN and WAN in very deeply because you have an idea about LAN and WAN and wireless LAN. OSI network layer protocol. I will give the idea about OSI protocol layers and what is protocol in this video. So let us start about LAN and WAN. LAN, that means local area network. So whenever you are connecting your computer in distributed system, your the computer which is available in nearby area, they all computer are connected by using LAN technologies. So LAN technologies basically connect the computers which is available in single room or in a single business area. Now, if you want to connect the computers which is available inside the single cities, then you need a wide area network. And if you want to connect multiple cities, then you need a metropolitan area network, MAN technology. So here LAN, WAN, and MAN are the technologies available, and all the technology works based on how many computers you are going to connect and how the computers nearby areas and which kind of computer you want to connect. Now let us talk about the protocols for the network system. Protocols is a formal set of rules and conversation that governs how computer exchange the information over the network medium. So whenever you are accessing that, whenever you are sending and receiving or exchanging the data from one computer to another computer, some rules that your data must be follow whenever it passing from one computer to another computer. That rules are specified by the protocols. Protocols basically supports the transparency. That means what operation for protocols and rules functions apply to on your data that you cannot get whenever you are passing your data from one computer to another computer. That's why it provides the transparency. Now, two protocols for the networks are available. First is ISO OSI protocol networks and internet protocols for protocol networks. So whenever you are sending a data, it always follows these protocols. The full form of ISO, that means International Standard Organization, and the OSI is a full form of Open System Connection, and the full form of the IP is Internet Protocols. So let us talk about first ISO OSI reference model. So what process your data is going to follow when you are passing your data from one computer to another computer, that process is divided into some parts and it is called the layer. Layer basically provides the grouping of functionality, and after completion of which function should apply on the data, that is basically specified by these layers. So in OSI model, total 7 layers are available. First is physical layer, second is data link layer, third is network layer, fourth is transport layer, fifth is session layer, sixth is presentation layer, and seventh is application layer. So whenever you are sending the data from one computer to B, this is another computer, A is going to send the data to the computer B. At that time, all the data will pass through these layers, and this B will receive the data by following the rules specified in each and every layers. So what is the functionalities provided in OSI layers? What is the functionality available in each layer of OSI model? First layer, it is a, sorry, first layer, layer 1 is physical layer. Physical layer transmit raw bit over the communication channel. It converts the sequence of binary digits into electronic or digital signals. It deals with the mechanical, electrical, procedural, functional characteristics of raw bit transmission. Popular physical layer standard for serial communication is RS-232. It is kind of cable, right? So physical layer basically transmit the, it basically converts the sequential binary digit to electrical digits. And data, the second layer is data link layer. It basically detects and corrects the error in a transmitted data by partitioning the data into frames, and it converts into a frame. The minor flow control of a frame so that the sender transmit the message at the speed of recaption. So this is the work of data link layer. Now network layer, basically the functionality of network layer is it sets up the logical path between two sites for communication, encapsulate frame into packets. Network basically deals with the packets. It converts your frames into packets. It carries out high level addressing and routing. Routing mechanism is done inside the network layer. Establish the virtual circuit between the sender and receiver before actual transmission using X.25, a connection oriented protocol. The IP is a connection-less protocol where no connection is established before transmission, and hence packet can be take independent routes. Now, functionality of transport layer. It provides site-to-site communication and network independent transport service. Sender converts message into packets and receiver reassembles packet on the recaption. Includes the mechanism for handling lost and out of sequence package. These all are the functionality at transport layer. Similarly, it seems replaces subnet without disturbing other layers. It provides the reliable order delivery of a data over a logical communication using transport control protocol. This is TCP protocol, a connection oriented protocol. It provides the connection-less unreliable transport where message can be lost, duplicate, and maybe arrive out of order by using the user datagram protocol. So this is the basic difference between TCP and UDP protocol. These two protocols works at a transport layer, and both have the different mechanism. TCP is a connection oriented mechanism and UDP is connection-less mechanism. So when your data is very important and you must need the order delivery, you should go for the TCP protocol. When your data is not that much important and you don't want whether it will receive, it should receive or it should not receive, then also there is no problem. At that time you should use the UDP protocol, and the order message delivery you not require in your communication. At that time you should use UDP protocol, user datagram protocol. Now in functionality of session layer. Session layer manages the session creation and transmission between two communicating process. It organizes and synchronizes the dialogue and manage data exchange after authentication. Uses the dialogue such as a one-way, two-way simulations. This layer is not required for connectionless and communication. If you are not going for the connection, if you are going for a connection oriented mechanism, then and only then this layer is required. Presentation layer. Presentation preserves the meaning of the message but resolves the syntax difference. It provides the data transmission conversion if sending and receiving computers use the different data representation. It can involve encryption and decryption for the confidential data, carries out the compression and decompression in case of large volume of data. So whenever you need an encryption decryption mechanism, you need a data compression and data decompression. This all the functionality is provided by this presentation layer. Application level provides the services which directly supports end user and are applicable to specified user miscellaneous protocol for the common application like X400, that is electronic mail protocol, direct service protocols, FTP file transfer protocol, R login, that is your remote login protocol. These all are the service provided by application layers. Now whenever you are transmitting your data from one computer to another computer, these all layers add some header information before your actual data, and this all the layers having their own headers, and this all the headers is already you have already studied in your network communication computer network subject. So here you don't need to remember all the headers information, which kind of header, what are the header information added by application layer, presentation layer, which protocols add which header information. But you must keep in mind this all the whenever you are sending your data, all the layers add one, at least add one some data, more data, and it is called as a header part. And this data is basically information regarding the message, and it will be used by receiver side also. So now data encapsulation in OSI layer, I have already told you, each layer adds one headers. So whenever you are sending the data from here to here, all the headers are added and it actually makes the data. So when receiver receives it, it removes the header and your last layer, application layer, can get that actual data at that time. Now internet protocol having only 5 layers. uh, this protocol having these 5 layers. Layer 1 is physical layer, layer 2 is data link layer, layer 3 is network layer, layer 4 is transport layer, layer 5 is application layer. And here is the here these all are the protocols which works on the particular layer. In application layer, FTP, TFTP, Telnet, SMTP, DNS, domain name service, this all the protocol works at application layer. TCP and UDP, connection oriented, and UDP is connection less protocol. These two are the transport layer protocol. Network layer having IP and ICMP protocol. Data link layer having address resolution protocol and reverse address resolution protocol, ARP and RARP. This physical layer having the Ethernet protocols, token ring protocols, sleep protocols. Now this is the comparison of OSI versus IP layers. Whenever you are using the ISO OSI layer, it will be your data will look like this. And whenever you are using this TCP/IP suite model, at that time it follows this kind of uh, protocol layers mechanism. So let us talk about the major functions of the TCP/IP protocol layers. At physical layers, Ethernet is common protocol used at this layer. The common protocol name is Ethernet. Types of Ethernet protocols are available that you have again already studied in your computer network subject. Now another protocol is sleep protocol. It is serial line internet protocol with uses of RS-232.C standard for communication. This is the basic function of physical layer. Now functions of data link layer is protocol at the layer. It connected with unique identification of each computer on the network. The IP address consists of 3 parts: the network information, that center, that means a NIC, a centralized authority assign the net number to each machine. User assign a subnet number which is optional and unique to every subnet. When the subnet is set up, a host number identifies the computer being addressed on the network. So this is basically IP address. It is this IP address is unique and it is used to identify particular machine in a network. This address resolution protocol translates the IP address to physical network address, and while RARP it does the exactly opposite. That means it converts your physical network address to IP address. So these two protocols, IP and RAIP, works at data link layer. At the network layer, the protocol transmit datagram between hosts. Basically, this network uses the datagram uh, between the host, and the datagram is a group of information transmitted as an entity between upper and lower layers. Internet protocol performs the fragmentation and reassembling of datagrams into a single packet. This layer routes the IP packet using dynamic algorithm with the minimal path selection policy. It uses the best effort delivery semantics. If an error is detected, then the packet is discarded and receiver waits for the retransmission process. The ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, provides a flow control by informing the sender that messages are arriving too fast or too slow, and accordingly it varies the speed of transmission. So this network layer basically performs these many functions. Now at transport layer, TCP provides the connection-oriented, reliable byte stream service. It handles the establishment and transmission of connections, sequencing of data, end-to-end reliability with error control and end-to-end flow control. UDP is connection-less protocol, unreliable datagram. It provides an unreliable datagram service. It's similar to IP with two addressing feature, two additional feature of process addressing and checksum to verify datagram contents. Both protocol uses 16-bit port number header and attached to data. When the packet reaches the destination host, the transport layer protocol dispatches it to the specified port and identifies the port, then pick up the packet. So this is basically done by the transport layer. Now next is application layer, layer 1 of TCP IP protocol, FTP, TFTP, Telnet, SMTP. These all are the protocols that works at application layer. FTP is a file transfer protocol. It is used to transfer file and back and forth between a remote host, a network by exchanging FTP command. The FTP client establishes a connection, logs in by giving a name and password for authentication purpose, and then transfer the file in a remote computer. TFTP, it's a tribal file transfer protocol. It is similar to FTP, but it uses the UDP and cannot check user authentication and provide the direct listing. Telnet is enable terminal and terminal oriented process communication with each other using the telnet command on the local host to carry out the remote login session. The next step is to allow the keyboard entries through the input mode and characters line, which are then sent to the actual remote host. This telnet is basically you can access the any other remote computer, and you can execute the commands from remote host on the actual computer. So this telnet is basically used for the command line access of remote computer. SMTP, it is a simple mail transfer protocol. It enables process on a network to exchange an electronic mail using the TCP connection. This DNS is basically domain name service. It's a set of symbolic domain names for the host and networks. It hierarchical structure independent of the physical structure of the network. So it basically DNS service, this domain name service. Whenever you are typing the site address in your computer, at that time this host is basically uses this DNS service that to know the actual address by using the domain name. Now this is the basic uh, interconnection between the TCP IP and OSI reference model. the functionality of application layer, presentation layer, and session layer are merged into a TCP/IP suite model application layer. The transport layer functionality is as it is available in TCP/IP transport layer. Network layer uh, network layer functionality is available in the IP layer, network layer of the TCP/IP suite model. And this network layer of TCP/IP suite model works functionality of data link layer of OSI model also, and some of the functionality of data link layer is performed by the physical layer of the TCP/IP suite model. So here it's a interconnection between TCP/IP and OSI suite model. So I'm going to end this session. Thank you all of you.